What up? I'm doing excellent. About yourself? I call my brother son because he shine like one. Please believe. New game. New game, man. Yo, when you down and out, you super vulnerable, man. And you know what happens when you super vulnerable? All of the little different types of folks who pop up and start trying to sell you all kind of different things or tell you all different types of things appear. You got to be aware of that, man. When you down and out, you're not feeling well, all of a sudden you're going to start to hear people who are going to tell you certain things regarding, yo, you can make X amount of money, you can change your lifestyle, all you got to do is do this, do that. Man, listen, you know why you see all those infomercials on late night, early in the morning? Because you're super vulnerable because you're freaking sleepy. And when you're sleepy like that, they tap into all of your insecurities because they know it's a game, man. It's a game. Yo, these cats hire psychology firms or firms that work off of data and psychology. And they know when to get you. And that's why you got those things that come on late, early morning, and they catch you out there when you're vulnerable. So in your regular life, you're going to have folks come around that are going to catch you when you're vulnerable too. Because that is the nature of what you're attracting. You know what I mean? You're going to have some kind of con artist folks come around you, and they're going to tell you all kind of good stuff, and that's how they get their hands in the cookie jar as it relates to women. A lot of women get caught out there because they either, maybe it's the time of, wanting to be child rearing, folks are saying different things about them not being in relationships or whatever, and then all of a sudden you get some cat who comes around, start speaking the gift, start giving you the gift, and then all of a sudden you start falling for it because you're mad vulnerable. The key is when you are vulnerable, that's when you got to get to know yourself. That's when you have to strengthen up yourself. That's when you have to build on whatever security that you need. You got to build on it then and leave everything else alone. Don't allow anything else to come into your circle. Don't allow anybody else to say anything to you to convince you you're going to have to go through that storm so that you are strong enough to when someone does come, you can decipher and you're able to figure out that, you know what, that doesn't sound all that right. Doesn't sound like it makes sense. See, when you're vulnerable, you're just looking for whatever the remedy is, whatever the Band-Aid is, just so that you can stop the pain, stop the misery, stop the despair, stop all those thoughts. You know what I mean? That's what happens. So vulnerability is one of the dangerous emotions or feelings that you can have because a lot of people can capitalize on your vulnerability and they can sense it. They feel it. You speak about it to people because you're trying to look for some type of answer. So then it only takes the folks that got their ears open enough to be like, oh, here we go. Wait a minute. I'm starting to see there's somebody that I can maybe kind of put a little move on. And then again, like I said, you're also attracting it. So it's going to come. Regardless of whether or not a person's listening, it's going to come because somebody's sensing it. You know what I'm saying? They're sensing it. You're on that frequency. So you're going to attract someone else who is on that same frequency that is looking to be able to get in good. be able to pull a sucker out. You know what I mean? So, vulnerability. Be quiet during those times. Work on yourself during those times. All right? Anyway, the boys got to get some rest. So I bid you all a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Say please. Say thank you. Smile. Laugh each and every day. Like I said, when you get vulnerable, man, start pulling up get your spirituality right. Start pulling up some things that you need to start reading. Be careful about people around you or people that come in, especially new folks that you don't know, especially new things that are introduced to you by other folks that you do know. Pay attention to that stuff and be cool. Leave it alone. Let it be. Be quiet. Get yourself right so that way that you can be able to detect whether or not something makes the most sense to you. Know what I mean? Catch up with you on the next note. Peace out.